Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you to stand. Please remove your hats. Face our nation's flag for the playing of the national anthem by the Rogers High School Marching Band.
Jason. I'm just giving it.
This piece is.
Yes, sir.
If there was fireworks to be shot off, right here would be one of the best spots.
Oh, awesome. I never thought of that.
Short girl problems. Short girl problems.
No, the Skittles are mine now.
No.
Right.
Who said? I told you if you wanted something. Oh my God.
I guess I'm.
So, but you're doing it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I saw him at the stage. I knew he was. Good. All right, thanks,
Once
players.
again, we'd like to thank Gary Owens for providing food for the hospitality here tonight. Golden Corral and Raising Cane for the briefing today. And Arvest Bank for working the concession stand.
That was what he was telling me. Like, I don't hear any
RHS Project Graduation has a couple of fundraisers going on right now. They are selling a 1-month premium wash membership card to Zips Car Wash for $20, valued at $30. They're also selling signature pancakes and silent auction breakfast at Longhorn Steakhouse. On Saturday the 28th for $5 each.
Just so you guys know, I don't know if you guys want to mention this, but the Rogers High School app and on the Rogers High School stream, they're going to be tapping into you guys for like the first 10 minutes. So when Rogers, because Rogers has a conflict. So I don't know if you want to say a hi, shout out to them. And him. Okay.
The market is located next to the concession stand, and they have a table out front.
You get me to talking bad if that's what you want me to say. I'll say what I really think.
I'll get in trouble for that.
All right. That's why I chose not to say anything.
Well, we do got something over in the boss section.
Here comes the coin flip.
Officials for tonight's game, referee Tommy Kraft, umpire Bull Hemley, line judge Justin Brewer, linesman Jake Davison, back judge
He likes
Rex
to be
Smith.
seen.
Oh,
You can't be seen unless you throw flags. We always hated when he had him in basketball because he was going to blow the pee out of the whistle so everybody know he was there. So we're waiting on. Is there a reason?
I don't know.
Not going to be much of a pregame show if the game kicks off in 4 minutes. Oh, looks like the sweets. But you forced them on me.
Hey, Mountie students and Mountie fans,
I'm good.
you are needed at the north end zone to help form the tunnel.
So we're going to have the coin flip at the back of the end zone? That's interesting.
Right back at you, people. Right back at you. Don't like you either.
Captains for tonight's game for the Mounties, number 3, Hunter Hawkins. Number 4, Colin McWhorter. Number 10, Andrew McGlynn. 21, A-Rod Jones. 72, Dusty Shorman. For the War Eagles, number 15, Dylan Ball.
I knew I forgot
Number
my glasses.
47, Giovanni Hernandez.
See if I can read that.
Number 72, Jacob Random.
I'll read them.
I totally forgot my glasses.
And number 16, Trey Kitterman. In an effort to promote the spirit of community within the city of Rogers, in 2008, the Rotary Clubs of Rogers created the Rotary Cup, a traveling trophy for the winner of each Mountie War Eagle game. This is the 10th year of the Rotary Cup, with RHS capturing 5 wins and Heritage capturing 4. At this time, representatives from both the Rogers Noon Rotary and Early Risers Clubs are receiving the trophy from last year's winners, the Rogers Mounties. At the end of tonight's contest, the trophy will be presented to the winning team. In keeping with the Rotary motto, service above self, the Rotarians of Rogers wish to convey their best wishes to both teams and hopes for another outstanding game. Heritage has won the toss and they have elected to receive.
Let's go on.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
All right, we're on. All right. Hello, War Eagles. Welcome to the Rogers Mounties and Rogers Heritage High School game.
Who won the opening toss? Did you see?
Heritage did.
All right.
And now welcome to the field, your 2017 Rogers Mounties.
All right, Michael, should be a good ball game tonight.
It sure should be. Hopefully that we get our first win for this game tonight.
Well, it's nice weather for football. Two teams this is kind of a playoff game for them because both teams are going to be fighting for that final playoff spot, and so this goes a long way toward establishing that playoff spot.
I definitely do agree with you on that. Heritage and the Mounties have been going up against each other, and this is one of the most important games of the whole football season. We do got a good boss section out at the visitor side of the Rogers Mountie Field. So
I look for the game to be a real competitive game. The records don't speak very well. Rogers kind of played a cupcake schedule, non-conference, and got some wins. Heritage played a tough non-conference schedule. I'm sure if the schedules would have been switched, the records would be switched. So tonight we're going to find out what they're both made of.
We definitely shall find out.
Who do we have back deep to receive this, Michael?
Back to receive, what number?
Kind of hard to see. Looks like it might be
number 7, which is Ty Grazer, and he has received the ball, but it is a touchback.
Can't bring it out in high school.
Which makes the ball down on the 20-yard line.
Kitterman is your quarterback, and in the backfield with Dylan Qualls. Bad snap on the first play. Kitterman chases it down and gets tackled at about the 3.
On the tackles of the Mounties, number 34, Casey Allred.
Ryan.
Ball is placed at the 3-yard line.
It'll be second and about 37. Not a good way to start right there.
Definitely not. This could have the War Eagles get they're in definite trouble. And if the Mounties tackle down Trey Kitterman, Into, all right. Ball is going to be down on the 10-yard line.
Complete to,
Stop by number
what's Moore's first name?
Do what?
What's Moore's first name?
Moore?
10.
Gain of 5.
Dylan.
3rd and 22.
About a 6 or 7 yard completion to Dylan Moore before he's forced out of bounds. 3rd and about 21.
Dylan Moore was the designated man for the Heritage War Eagles.
That was a little screen pass, but that's not going to go very far on 3rd and 20. At least we gave ourselves a little room to punt. Hopefully we'll get a good snap and a good kick and not give them tremendous field position.
4th and 21. Into punt for Heritage, number 13, Zach Brown.
Punt has been made.
Ball's fair caught and laid on the ground, but recovered. Got about a 40-yard punt out of that. Rogers will take over at about the 40, the Heritage 48-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 10 Mounties in the War Eagles, 48-yard line.
Statistically, the Mounties have the worst offense in the conference. We'll see if our defense can keep them there.
I have to agree with you on that.
Ooh.
Bounced right off of one of the Mounties' helmets, didn't it?
I'm not sure, but it was incomplete and almost intercepted. It was just a short 4 or 5 yard pass. Be 2nd and 10. Got to be because I can't see it, especially for their players. Short carry over the right side for about a 4-yard gain by the Mounties, bring up 3rd and 6. Pretty good play by the Heritage defense there. Need to see if we can hold them where they're at, possibly cause them to punt rather than go for it on 4th down. Let's see if our defense can rise to the occasion. Looks like we got option right.
It's number 21 of the War Eagles, which is Isaiah Tibbs, and number 45, Reese Williams.
About a 15-yard gain, though, so it's going to be 1st down for the Mounties at about the Heritage 32-yard line. We just didn't have anybody on the pitch, man, on that play.
Definitely. There we go. It's going to bring them down on the Heritage 19-yard line, right?
Looks like they moved it back to about the 23. It's going to be a gain of about 9. We had a holding out here on the right that didn't get seen. That's what caused them to be able to get through there. 2nd and 1 in this position is usually a good time to try to score because you'll have 3rd and short if you don't get it. So we'll see what they line up in the same formation, the stack formation on the right that they ran a while ago. Same play going the other direction.
Number 4 got right past.
Just had a missed tackle there and let him turn the corner. Gain of about 5. So the Mounties will have a 1st and 10 at the Heritage 17. We had to play defense well, but you got to break down and make a play.
Yep.
First and 10 Mounties at the 17-yard line.
This is going to be some.
3 flags are called onto the play. Let's see what kind of penalty it is.
It's a legal procedure, some kind of movement on the Mounties.
So they're going to bring the Mounties back about 5 yards.
I see Kitterman's in the game at outside linebacker. They try to bring him in some on defense. Numbers are really, really difficult to see in these uniforms from this distance. They ran option again. Mounties to the right side, got stopped for no gain by several War Eagles. Bring up 2nd and 15. You almost think there might be some kind of trickery coming up because somebody's going to feel like if they get on the board first, they've got a huge advantage. So I'm looking for anything kind of strange here.
Yeah, well, it seems like the Mounties actually know what don't actually know what they're doing, but the War Eagles know pretty much the Mounties' tricks. There we go. Number 7 of the Heritage War Eagles, that is Ty Grazer.
About a 5-yard completion for the Mounties. Good tackle there by Ty Grazer. Gain of 5 or 6. It's going to be 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10.
Big play here to force a field goal attempt. It would be a good effort by our defense.
It would, it would.
Little rollout pass. Little pressure on the quarterback.
Pass is incomplete.
Pass is incomplete on the right sideline. That will bring up a 4th down.
So, Coach Cook, do you know what today's theme is for the Heritage War Eagles?
I believe you're going to tell me.
Roast the Mounties.
There you go. Looks like they're going to line up to at least appear like they're attempting the field goal. It'll be about a 33, 34-yard attempt right in the middle of the field.
Number 83 of the Rogers Mounties, that is Willie Hernandez, going to make the punt.
It's a low line drive and it's no good. That's a good way for the War Eagles to start. They made a mistake, got themselves in bad position, but they held, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So it's almost like the game's starting over again, about halfway through the first quarter. So let's see if we can do a little bit better on our second possession, not put ourselves behind the sticks.
Definitely. I have a feeling that Trey Kitterman needs to go for a bit of a deep pass.
Well, we got to give the ball to Qualls. It means he's not averaging 110 and turn 15 yards a game for nothing. So.
Oh, he's open. He's open.
There he goes.
He is gone. Yeah.
Like I said, you got to give the ball to Qualls. 23 yards straight up the middle before he's brought down. Gain of about 22. It'll be 1st and 10 for the War Eagles at their own 42-yard line.
Now, last week's game was a home game, and there was 2 injured players, Luis Morales and Jay De La Rosa.
I didn't realize Jay was hurt. I've seen him in the hallway a couple times. I didn't speak to him. I didn't know he was hurt. I don't see him out there. No, now that you mention it, that'll hurt our passing game. I wonder. Zach Gall was out last week. I wonder if he's back.
That I'm not for sure. Zach Gall, what number?
Hand off to the fullback on second and short. He got about 3 yards, and it'll be a first down for the War Eagles. Ball just inside Mountie territory at about the 46. Doesn't look like to me like Gall or De La Rosa's out there. Yeah, I do see Gall out there. He's in the slot on this side.
All right.
Another handoff to Qualls up the middle.
Fighting for yardage.
And they're pushing the pile. They're going to move it back to about the 42. Be a gain of about 5. I don't know why they moved it back to the 42. The pile's going forward. The whistle didn't blow. Like, we should have got those 2 other yards.
We should have. We should have. I do agree with you on that. I don't know why they're bringing the ball down on the 42-yard line.
Might have something to do with the official being on the Rogers side of the field. He's probably hearing about it.
Probably.
Same formation again. Got Gall in the slot. Kitterman in the shotgun. Qualls next to him. Looks like we got a sweep to the left side with Kitterman running the ball. He's going to be very, very close to a first down.
Was brought down on the 38 or
right at the 38-yard line. They haven't made any motion yet.
3rd and 2.
Looks like he's short by a couple. I couldn't see the yardstick over there. 3rd and about 2. Same formation they've been the last 2 or 3 plays.
Looks like they're going to be changing up the play.
They went for a long count to try to draw him offside and had some movement, but didn't get in the neutral zone. So there's a snap. Handoff.
Qualls, he is open.
Qualls up the middle again. He's down to about the 25. That'll be about
another first
another
down.
12-yard gain.
It's 1st and 10.
At the 25.
All right, so we have some score updates. Bentonville West versus Fayetteville. Bentonville West is at 7. Fayetteville is 0. I think this is either a CR Catholic or LR. 7, Bryant 0. Conway 7, and North Little Rock 0. Harbor 7, Springdale 0.
Kitterman kept up the middle that time after a fake to Qualls and got to about the 16. That's going to bring up 2nd and right at a yard or less than a yard. So we're kind of in the same situation the Mounties were in earlier. We're going to take a chance on scoring here, and if you don't get it, have 3rd and short, or we're just going to go ahead and keep grinding it out.
Well, we have been fighting for yardage better than those Mounties have. And
they haven't come close to stopping the run yet.
Exactly. Dylan Qualls.
Hands off to the fullback, and he keeps some legs moving, gets about 3 or 4 yards.
That was my bad. Yeah, Dylan Qualls.
By number 1, Clayton Mosey.
35 is DeAndre Mendez.
He's playing fullback, and he's had a couple nice carries. 1st and 10, right at about the 13-yard line. Got about 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Kitterman fakes the ball to Ty Grazier and then runs straight up the middle.
And, he is so close down to the end zone.
For about 12, 13 yards. It's going to be 1st and goal for the War Eagles at about the 3-yard line. Again, they marked him back a couple yards for some reason.
Which I don't really understand why they're doing that with the War Eagles.
That's kind of shocking to me too. We lost 2 more yards there. Kitterman keeps over the left side. He keeps some feet moving.
Yeah, that is a touchdown.
He is in the end zone. Touchdown.
Now, see the Mounties, they don't know what they're doing. They have not even seen what a War Eagle can do to a Mountie.
Well, that was an 80-yard drive. Nothing but runs. Nothing but runs. So you can make adjustments on scheme, but you can't make adjustment if we can just line up across and just run you over.
Exactly.
Now, they could commit more people in the box to stop the run, but if they commit more people in the box to stop the run, then that makes them weak in the secondary, and that's when you start throwing it. So we'll see if they want to load the box and try to stop the run.
I do agree with you on that. So, 1 minute, 56 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Heritage is off to a good start. They got 7 and the Mounties got 0. So, is there any upcoming events going on, Coach Cook?
At Heritage, well, you know, next week's homecoming, so you kind of got a big week followed by a big week. Not sure who our opponent is next week. I hadn't looked that far ahead, but
our opponent next week would be Van Buren.
Van Buren. Well, that means we play the 2 most important games on our schedule, conference schedule, back to back. So
definitely,
it'll be a big event next week for homecoming, and also playing a team that we have to beat to make the playoffs. So hope we can keep this up tonight and carry the momentum in next week's game. I will not be there next week. I'm going to be in Orlando at the U.S. Men's Soccer World Cup qualifier against Panama as a present to my youngest daughter. But if you're streaming, I'll be watching.
All right. And so, Coach Cook, are you still the basketball coach, or have you
No,
retired?
that's probably a sore subject I shouldn't talk about. I think I should still be coaching, but I'm not. That'd be a subject we probably should just drop.
Number 44 of the Heritage War Eagles is Parker Lee, brought down the Mountie.
They return that out to about the 39-yard line, so not bad field position. This is a chance for our defense to really step up, get our offense the ball back. If we could get the ball back and drive it down their throat and score again, we might break their will.
I do agree with you on that.
Nice run on their part.
Number 4.
Very, very good run on their part. Ran a little bit, an inside sweep off the right side, and there was just nobody there.
Number 4 from the Rogers Mounties is Colin.
It was about a 35-yard run.
Colin, I don't know how to pronounce that. Nor do I want to pronounce that. It don't matter. Snap is made. Number 4, another designated man. Flag is called onto the play, though.
Finally called the hold. Be a holding call against the Mounties so they can keep shaking them cans, but it's coming back.
I do agree with you on that. What?
So there'll be a 10-yard penalty there. Looks like it'll be marked off from the line of scrimmage, apparently. Actually, it's from just past the line of scrimmage, so it looks like it'll be first and about 18. Quite a contrast in styles. They spread you out to run, and we just line everybody up close to the line of scrimmage and run. So both teams are trying to run the football, but they go about it different ways.
Short pass. Well, and he stepped out of bounds. He did not know where he was going.
He was forced out of bounds by number 46 for the War Eagles.
Number 46 is Nathan Mireless. I think that's how you say it.
Nathan Morales. I had him in class, so it's Nathan Morales. Gain of about, that was a pretty good gain, though. Gain of about 11. So that's going to bring up second and about 7, second and 6, something like that. We got to try to generate a little more pressure on the edge. That's sometimes a lot easier said than done.
It is. Number 4. Oh.
Good tackle, but it's still about 5 or 6 yards downfield. That doesn't help us.
Number 37, Devin Paulman.
Third and about 2. Ball at the War Eagle 23-yard line. Inside a minute in the first quarter. They're going to have to call a timeout. Well, maybe not. They're in a hurry here.
Number 5 fakes it, but War Eagles built a lot of pressure. And that's what I like to see.
Still got about 8 yards going around the right side, though, so they've got first and goal at about the 14. Maybe the last play of the first quarter unless they hurry. Looks like they're going to settle for the end of the first quarter. I know most people, Michael, nowadays like to see 85 passes and a 60 to 50 score, but I'm kind of old school. I think football is about line up and run at each other and whoever's the toughest. So I like these kind of games. Both teams run the ball, both teams trying to control the line of scrimmage. I think that's how football was meant to be played.
I do agree with you on that.
But you got to be able to throw it because teams are eventually going to put 7 or 8 people in the box. They can stop you with that many people if you can't throw it.
Yep.
I'll be headed to Razorback Stadium in the morning to watch the Razorbacks play. They got to bounce back after pretty much giving away a game last week.
Yep. They went up against Texas A&M, didn't they?
They did. For the 3rd time in 4 years, game went to overtime, and Austin Allen threw the only interception, only turnover the whole game was in the overtime period. And just a good ball game, and they made a play, we didn't make a play.
Members of the Rogers High School Becker Club will be solicited for donations on behalf of the Arkansas Children's Hospital.
Here we go. Looks like Rogers again's got 3 receivers on the left and 1 receiver split to the right. But again, they hand the ball off. Right up the middle, not a bad play there. Stopped after a 2 or 3 yard gain. They moved it back a little bit. Maybe just a 1 yard gain. So it looks like it's going to be 2nd and 9. They've had little success with little quarterback rollout. So kind of look for them to do that again. We have not set the edge yet on defense.
We definitely cannot let these Mounties score. We're doing actually pretty well. We did a good job in the first quarter. Number 11, I believe that's number 11. Yes, that is number 11 from the Rogers Mounties. Number 11 would be Will Sims. Was brought down.
Brought down right at the 4 yard line, and they're going to give him a first down without measuring. I guess you could kind of expect that. So it's 1st and goal at the 4. And he stood there and looked at it for a while. How can you look all the way across the field? I mean, that's why you have change. You bring them across and you measure it.
Yes, yeah.
But they didn't, so we got 4 plays. We got to stop them from 4 yards.
1st and goal from the 4.
Lined up in a more conventional I formation there and just hand the ball off to the tailback up the middle. He carried it down right to about the 3 yard, right down to about the 1 yard line for about a 3 yard gain. So it is 2nd goal for the Mounties.
Can't get him in on the stop for the Warriors. 2nd goal.
This will probably be the same play. Oh, we got a little flag. Looks like it's going to be offsides against the War Eagles, the way the referee threw the flag toward our side of the field. Hopefully I'm wrong, but usually whatever direction they throw the flag is who the penalty is on.
Looks like number 24 of the Heritage War Eagles, Tanner Epps, was not happy for the mistake that the War Eagles made.
Yep. Offsides on the War Eagles, so they're going to gain about 6 inches on that.
Move it up 3 inches. 2nd and goal.
I can almost guarantee you this will be a quarterback sneak. Why would you risk handing the ball off and possibly causing a fumble?
Well, according to the Mounties, they probably don't even know what a quarterback sneak is.
Here you're going to see one. Good surge by the War Eagles. Good surge by the War Eagle defensive line, however.
Score update for other games. Bentonville West 7, Fayetteville 7. That's a touchdown for the Rogers Mounties. Another one, Bryant 7, Catholic 7, North Little Rock 7, and Conway 7.
Rogers lined up in the swinging gate, extra point formation. I'm kind of surprised they didn't throw it over there. They had us outnumbered, but they go ahead and shift into a more conventional kicking formation. And we've got another flag on the play. Again, it looks like it may be offsides on the War Eagles. Not sure this time, but it does look like it's going to be offside on the War Eagles again.
Offsides definitely on the War Eagles.
When they toss that flag toward the defensive side, you kind of know what's on the defense, and if they toss it toward the offensive side, you kind of know what's on the offense. You can kind of see the direction they throw the flag kind of gives a preliminary indication of who it's on.
Mm-hmm. Coach Cook, do you have any family members, friends, or anybody that's watching this game?
I do not. Not that I know of, unless my wife's listening and laughing at me, which is pretty good high probability.
Another flag is called onto the play.
It's going to be offside on us again. So pretty good chance. I would think they might go for 2 here, but I could be wrong. That goes from the 3-yard line to the 1.5-yard line to the 3/4-yard line if you want to break it down that far. But I haven't seen them do anything different as far as their formation.
I do have a couple of people watching. Josh Kotzer, my big brother, my mom, Jenny Lou Hall, my grandma, Betty Sunath, and my girlfriend, Michaela Wilkes.
Both of my daughters are over in the boss section, and I don't have any family in Northwest Arkansas. I do have a twin brother. He coaches in Bryant, so I'm quite sure he's probably watching the Hornets. He's not watching this. But we do share scores when the game's over with.
Yeah.
Rogers has decided, after the 2 offside penalties, to line up for 2-point conversion. They hand the ball off to the tailback, and he dives into the end zone. And they finally signaled that it's good. So we kind of self-inflicted a couple wounds there being offside, and gave him that too.
Yes, that I do agree with you on.
One point can make a big difference.
Yeah, I was just like a little bit.
Is that Ty Grazer back deep again?
Ty Grazer is back deep. Yes, that is. That is Ty Grazer, number 7 for the Heritage War Eagles.
Well, the Mounties answered our touchdown drive, so we got to answer theirs.
Kick is off.
It'll be a touchback again. So let's see what adjustments the Mounties have made on defense, and then it'll turns into a chess game. If they make an adjustment, then what adjustment do we make to their adjustment? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
We'll see what happens here. I certainly hate that De La Rosa's not able to play today, because he's a big part of our passing threat on the outside.
He is. He was the Heritage football player's fastest runner, and he is Trey Kitterman's designated man whenever it comes to that.
Hand the ball off to Qualls, and he had one guy to beat on the edge, and the corner made a good play. Gain of about 7. There is a late flag. Not sure anything about what that flag is, but we did have a gain of 7. It appears like it's going to be on the War Eagles' way. They're moving back, but we'll just wait and let them make a signal. Be unfortunate to gain 7 and lose 15 on somebody saying something or doing something. It's just not smart.
Definitely not smart.
We may have 2 flags though. We have one here at the line of scrimmage and one over on the sideline. So this may just be a offsetting, but we'll have to see. Okay, we've got a holding penalty on the War Eagles. We had a dead ball personal foul on the Mounties. So they marched us back 10 and then moved us up 15. So we actually end up with a 1st and 1. You don't see too many 1st and 1s.
No, definitely don't.
Kitterman fakes the Qualls, and then Kitterman takes off down the right side.
Qualls
Kitterman is in the secondary. Kitterman's in the secondary. He's inside the 25, down to about the 22-yard line before he's brought down. That was classic defense king on Qualls. The whole defense followed Qualls to the left side, and Kitterman just had daylight on the right side.
They definitely did.
It's about a 50-something yard run, and I don't think Trey would mind me telling you Trey is not the fastest person in the world, but it's not hard to run 50 yards when there's nobody there.
Exactly.
So we're at 1st and 10 at the Mountie 25.
The boss section for the Heritage War Eagles are actually really pumped up, and I was actually pretty pumped up for that play.
Hand off to Qualls. He's met at the line of scrimmage, makes a nice spin, gets down to about the 21-yard line. Not sure why they stopped the clock, but they did. Now they're starting it back. So, oh, the Mounties call timeout. Mounties call timeout. So we got 2nd and 6 on the Mountie 21-yard line when play resumes with about 9 minutes to go in the first half. So are you a senior, Michael? I've lost track of you since having you in class. Are you a junior or a senior?
I'm a junior this year.
So you got 1 more year to go.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
I actually enjoyed being in your class. You actually did really help me a lot understand. You actually helped me understand algebra a lot more.
Well, I appreciate that. I take my job serious, and I hope that whatever I'm able to do in class will benefit my students as they get out of school. And life's kind of funny. You can't wait to get out of school. Then when you get out on your own, you see how difficult it is. Sometimes you wish you were back in school.
Yeah.
You know, so enjoy it while you can, because it doesn't get any easier once you get a diploma. Plays resuming again. 1st and 10. War Eagles at about the 21. Kitterman takes the handoff. Gives it to Qualls over the right side. Takes about 6 Mounties to bring him down. But he only gains about a yard. So we're going to face about a 3rd and 5 here. We got to dial up something here big, Mike. We can't Can't be selling for a field goal here. We got to put this ball in the end zone.
We definitely do. I do agree with you that we cannot be settling for a field goal. We got to show these Mounties who's boss. We can't let the Mounties show us who's boss.
Okay, we drew a long count there trying to draw them off, and they didn't jump, so no doubt they scouted us and knew that we were going to go long count quite a bit and try to draw people off. Timeout by the War Eagles. The play clock was down to about 4 seconds. So I have to ask, did you ever consider playing football, or that wasn't your cup of tea?
That just wasn't my cup of tea. I just decided to stick to cross country because it's been a family generation in my family. My dad's dad ran cross country, then my dad did. Now I'm running cross country, and so hoping I can keep the generation going on.
There you go. But if you're going to keep that running, that means you got to have a son, and the son's got to be a runner. So that's got to be a long-range plan if you're going to keep the tradition going. So.
Well, if I do have a daughter, hopefully.
Well, I guess you could have a daughter too. I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a reminder again, halftime.
Great night for football. Good crowd. A lot of orange on one side and that other color on the other side. Okay, we got Kitterman a quarterback and Qualls on his right. Kitterman takes the handoff and runs around the right side. Really, really good pursuit on the Mounties' part. Doesn't look like we gained more than a yard, maybe a yard, maybe two. But it's going to be 4th and 3. So do you have confidence in your kicking game, or are you going to go for this? Looks like Coach Travis is sending signals, so it looks like we're going to go for it.
Hopefully we do. So then that would be a 2-point conversion.
Well, if we went for a field goal, Michael, it would have been 3 points, and we could have possibly taken the lead. But either he doesn't think 3 points is going to be enough, or he doesn't have enough confidence in his kicking game to make it from here. So fakes the ball. Oh. Looked like for a second the goal was open, but the pass was almost intercepted by their free safety. So the Mounties did a great job holding us down there, and they will take over with the first and 10 from their own 17 or 18. That kind of hurt there. I think Kitterman thought that Gall was open. He kind of took a little off that throw. If he'd have thrown a little harder or thrown a little over his shoulder, probably would have scored there. We'll see that play again, I'm sure.
7:38 left to go into the second quarter. Rogers has 8, Heritage has 7.
Made a good play in the backfield there. We just can't get him down. We had McWhorter stopped on the left side for about a 5-yard loss, and he reversed field, and he just ran faster than we ran, and they got a couple guys downfield in front of him. But guess what? There's a yellow hanky on the field again. No wonder he got 50 yards downfield if they're holding us. Looks like the flag was about the spot we were going to tackle him for a loss. At about the 21-yard line, so if they march that off 10, it's going to make it 1st and about 18 with the ball around the 10-yard line. So I guess if you're a Mountie there, Michael, you have to do a little better job of hiding that hole, because they've been called for that 2 or 3 times already.
They did, and the Mounties actually think that they can hide that. But now the referees, they know what they're looking for.
Okay, the pass is thrown out in the flats. And there's a missed tackle. It looks like Rogers is going to score.
That's just a disappointment.
That's just a big play. 88 yards. They threw a little isolation pass out in the right flats. Cornerback missed the tackle. We had one defender left, and they did a good job blocking him, and it's down the field.
14-7 now.
When you're playing cornerback is a tough position. You're out there on an island, and everybody can see that you make a play, you don't make a play, and that time we didn't make a tackle, and it was out the gate. Very unfortunate, but good execution, good play on their part. The extra point is good. So with about just a little over half the third quarter, a little under half the quarter left, the Mounties increased their lead to 15-7. You know, both teams have had some costly penalties. The War Eagles have not been able to overcome the penalties on their possessions, and that time the Mounties were able to overcome one of their penalties, and that's sometimes things like that happen. So be huge right here to have a nice drive for a touchdown, not leave them very much time, and going at halftime tied up or down one.
So deep for the Heritage War Eagles is number 7, Ty Grazer.
Ty Grazer back deep for the War
I sure
Eagles.
wish they put that ball back on the 35. I hate that so many kickoffs go in the end zone. You don't even have a run back. That's one of the most exciting plays in football is a kickoff return, and you don't hardly ever see any returns because they just kick it in the end zone. It's almost like why even line up and do it? Just let the team have the ball at the 25.
Yeah.
They've the rules have just totally taken kickoff returns out of the game. War Eagles take over at their own 20. Let's see if they can keep their head up and dominate the line of scrimmage like they did earlier in the first quarter and see if they can grind this ball down the field and get a score. Of course, they moved the ball last possession, Michael, but they got inside the 20 and just bogged down.
Yeah.
We got Mendez. Ooh. Mendez takes the handoff up the middle and absolutely runs over number 28 for the Mounties.
Clay Workman for the Mounties.
I mean, that'll be a highlight film for Mr. Mendez, and I'm sure Mr. Workman will hope that film gets lost.
Looked like a bulldozer over there. He saw that Mountie. He wasn't going to let him stop him.
He was crushed right there. That was about a 12-yard run. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the War Eagles. Kitterman takes the handoff and gives it to Qualls. Qualls, once again, a lot of room to run over the right side. Gains about 9 yards. He'll be stopped at about the 43-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the War Eagles. I'm really impressed, Mike, with our ability to run the ball.
Yeah.
But the closer you get to the end zone, the more they can bring their secondary up, so you don't have to worry about a deep pass, and that's when you got to really be able to execute. So Kitterman's back to pass, throws it deep.
First
pass
down for the
is
Heritage
complete.
Warriors.
Is complete to Zach Gall down to the 25-yard line of the Mounties. That's about a 43-yard completion. There was decent coverage on the play, I thought. Gall just went up and battled and got the ball.
I do agree with you on that.
This is about where we were 3 or 4 minutes ago, Michael, when things bogged down. So let's see if we can keep those chains moving this time. 6:10 left in the first half.
12 seconds left on the play clock.
Hand off to Qualls. He's once again got a lot of room, this time over the left side. Brought down by 2 or 3 of the secondary players for the Mounties. He's down to about the 18, 17-yard line. Looks like about 2nd and 2, so we got some room to work here and get this first down.
2nd and 3.
Got to hurry. We're at the 10 seconds. Looks like we're probably going to call time here. I'm not sure. We got about 5 seconds left. I don't know if we can get it off or not. Okay, we got a timeout call by Coach Travis, which was smart. There was fixing to be a penalty on the War Eagles, so we had a running back that went in motion and never got set, and that would have been a penalty if the ball would have been snapped. So glad we got the timeout call there. Well, I don't know if I ought to bring academics into this conversation, but what's your thought on our new SOAR program at the high school? Do you like the SOAR program? Do you see the benefits of it, or what do you think?
I actually enjoy the SOAR because for kids that are struggling, they're putting inside of closed sessions to actually help them bring their grade up, and kids who are succeeding, they can sign up for any SOAR class that they want, like, for instance, Intro to World War II, martial arts, just different kinds of things. And so I'm actually pretty sure that SOAR is definitely going to help some students over at Heritage.
I'm actually going to start a stock market game next week and see if I can get 25 people that want to be given $10,000, and we're going to invest and see who can make the most money by the end of the year. So if you're into that kind of thing, come down to my SOAR class next week.
All right.
Okay, we got 2nd and 2 for the War Eagles at about the 17-yard line. Kitterman takes the handoff and fakes it to Qualls, and we have a flag. And it is illegal motion on War Eagles. That's the penalty we tried to avoid with the timeout, and we got it again anyway. Self-inflicted wounds lose a lot of ball games.
They do.
2nd and 7 from about the 22-yard line. We've got Kitterman in the shotgun with Qualls on the right side. We send Ty Grazier in motion, and we hand it off on a speed sweep. He cuts up inside down to about the 19. So he gained about 4 yards. So we're going to have big play right here with 5 minutes to go and a half. This is almost identical to what we had our last possession. 3rd and 4 at the 19-yard line.
Yeah.
So once again, you're in the get the first down. Don't worry about it. If you don't get the first down, what do? Go for it, kick a field goal. Let's get the first down and take that out of the equation. Handoff goes to Qualls. He makes a move up the field. He's trying to get around the corner. He tackled about 10 yards out of bounds by several Mounties, but nothing's called. But good run for Qualls. He did finally get the first down at about the 14, but he would have probably been better served to just cut it upfield earlier. And he kind of took a risk there. And but he's a running back. He gets paid to make those decisions.
Yeah.
So now we're 1st and 10 at the 14. Ball's on the left hash. About 4.5 to go in the second quarter. We've got Gall and Moore split out to the right. And we got Mendez next to Kitterman with Qualls in the pistol. Handoff to Mendez. He's up the middle. Barrels over number 2 before he's finally brought down at about the 7-yard line. I like how Mendez are running the ball.
Yeah. I like how Qualls and Mendez are running the ball. They're actually out there running pretty hard. And I believe it was Mendez that actually ran over that Mountie.
Yep, he ran over number 2 that time, had about a 7-yard gain. Same formation as the previous play. Same play, they gave the ball to Mendez again. Same exact play, but not quite the execution. I believe that was no gain and maybe just a slight loss. So we're at 3rd and 3 from about the 7. Still got Gall and Moore spread out to the right. And the Mounties are going to call timeout on defense.
Timeout, Mounties.
Call Brown Boys Roofing for all your roofing repair needs. 1-800-BROWN BOYS. No, not that. No.
We are much better at fixing roofs than we are advertising. Give us a call today, 479-248-ROOF.
Choose Gall Excavation for all of your commercial and residential site work projects. Gall Excavation also has a fleet of dump trucks for all of your hauling needs. Visit us online and like us on Facebook. Hablamos Español. Go War Eagles!
Family owned since
Touchdown, there we go.
Maybe we need him to twerk a little bit more if that'll help us score a touchdown. Kitterman up the middle for a 7-yard touchdown. Brings the score to 15-13. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. It does appear like the War Eagles will line up to go for 2 and try to tie this game up. Pretty much stick with the same formation. Got Gall in the slot on the right and Moore lined up on the outside. Qualls lined up next to Kitterman. Kitterman takes the handoff and rolls right. Throws an incomplete pass at the foot of Zach Gall.
I do believe that there was a flag called onto the play, and it is definitely a flag called onto the play.
We've got a personal foul on Mounties. I'm not sure if it was roughing the quarterback. He didn't give that signal, but he did call a personal foul. The pass was incomplete. So I'm thinking would it be half the distance to the goal, and we'll have another shot from the 1.5-yard line. The Mounties have hurt themselves a couple times with 15-yard penalties. That's just, for lack of a better way to say it, that's just lack of discipline.
That is a lack of discipline.
Lack of discipline. You should never, ever get a 15-yard penalty. So we've got the same formation, got Kitterman in the backfield. Gall and Moore to the right. Kitterman takes the snap, gives the ball. He fakes it to Qualls. Runs up the middle. Kitterman is held. Friday should have gave the ball to Qualls because they were looking for Kitterman on that play.
There's a late flag called onto the play.
We've got another flag in the end zone, but both teams are leaving the field, so must be on the Mounties. I'm sorry, must be on the War Eagles. We've got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Mounties again. That's their third or fourth 15-yard penalty. But this one was called the dead ball penalty, which means the play counts. And so it will be the Heritage kicking off, but they will gain 15 yards on the kickoff, which is not much consolation. Now we got to play some defense, Michael, because we got the ball to open the game, so they're going to get it in the second half. We can't afford to let them score here and then come out and have the ball to start the second half.
Definitely.
So defense has got to step up here. I think Coach Travis wants an explanation as to why this was called dead ball, because if it wasn't dead ball, we would have another opportunity again at the try. So our official, Mr. Kraft, is going across now to have a conversation with Coach Travis. I coached at Ramey Junior High before Heritage started, and Coach Travis was a coach at Fayetteville High School then, and his younger brother was a coach at Ramey with me, and he was my assistant basketball coach at Ramey, and we both coached football. So I know the Travises a little bit. They're good people. Oh, the signal was wrong a while ago. It wasn't a unsportsmanlike conduct on the Mounties. It was unsportsmanlike on the War Eagles. The head official pointed the wrong direction. So this is going to be difficult on the War Eagles. We're going to be kicking off from the 25-yard line. And the Mounties are going to have great field position here. Matter of fact, they just put McWhorter in the game to run the kickoff back. Probably knowing we can't get the ball to the end zone, they want the ball in his hands. So be interesting to see what we're able to come up with here.
We got some football game updates. Bentonville West has 17, Fayetteville has 14, Bryant has 21, and Catholic only has 7.
Bryant's got a really, really good team this year. Never hurts my feelings to see Fayetteville lose. I'm not saying they're going to lose, but never hurts my feelings to see them behind. Pretty good kick, but kicked it to McWhorter, and I'm not sure that's what we wanted to do.
There we go.
Nice play. We got him tackled at about the 43, 44-yard line, but that's just too good field position because somebody ran their mouth too much in the end zone. A turnover right here would be huge if we could find some way to take the ball away from them.
Either an interception and or a turnover.
I ain't picky. They can fumble it, throw an interception. It don't make any difference as long as we get the ball. If we could just find some way to get the ball.
Definitely.
They have nobody in the backfield. They have trips on the left and doubles on the right. They've got McWhorter split out right, and then they move it back in the backfield.
Oh.
Really, really good play there. They tried a quick pass to the inside receiver on the left side. Right as he catches the ball, he is hit, and ball stayed in the air for a little bit. I thought we might have a chance to get a deflection, but it fell incomplete. So it's 2nd and 10 for the Mounties at their own 44. 3:17 left in the first half.
The War Eagles are not letting their guard down. They're not going to let any Mountie get past them because they know that they're 0-3 and they're looking for at least maybe a victory tonight.
There's the play they scored on a while ago. This time they threw the ball to number 3. We just gave him too much cushion.
Number 3.
And
is Hunter Hawkins of the Rogers Mounties.
how can we say if it's a first down or not, guys? You haven't even put the ball down. It's mass chaos. They don't know if it's a first down, if it's second down. Nobody knows.
Yeah,
now they just gave him a first down again. White Hat's over here talking to their coaches. It's mass chaos.
They're not even measuring worth anything. So quick pass.
Good play there. Quick pass to McWhorter. They're throwing these short passes, hoping we're going to get up there and bite, and they're fixing to pump and go deep. Watch what I tell you. The next play or two, they're going to fake that, hope we bite and go deep. That's going to put our safeties on the spot. That play was only about a 2-yard completion. 2nd and 8 with the ball at the Heritage 44-yard line.
Okay.
They got an illegal formation. Got 5 guys in the backfield. Nothing got called. They run a little trick play here. Threw the ball all the way across the field. And he dropped it. Very dangerous pass. Very dangerous pass. But it was dropped.
So there's an illegal formation?
They had 5 guys in the backfield. I can't believe it wasn't called.
Who is it on, the Mounties?
It should have been called on the Mounties. They had only 6 guys on line of scrimmage.
I swear, the officials are, it looks like the officials aren't knowing what they're doing.
They've got 4 guys. They're in a good formation this time. And here's going to be a rollout by their quarterback, and he throws it to number 3. Pass is completed for about 12, 13 yards. A nice throw and a catch. First down for the Rogers at the Heritage 33-yard line. About 2:15 left in the first half. We almost got a sack there. We just didn't quite get there in time. Mounties only have one timeout left. They've called a couple timeouts on defense, so they can't rely on killing the clock with timeouts. So we just gotta defend them here and keep them in the field of play. Quarterback drops back. We gotta hold right here.
Pass to right near. Try Grazer. Tried to tackle.
It doesn't matter. They tackled our defensive end. It was an obvious hold. Again, it's about their 4th holding penalty. So all that's going to come back. And if that's a spot foul, you mark off 10 yards. It's going to be first and about 25, 26. Got a lot of substitutions coming in for the War Eagles, including Trey Kitterman and Dylan Qualls. Clock's running, 1:50 left. Like I said, first and 25 from the War Eagle 49-yard line.
Flag called onto the play.
The ball is intercepted. We have a flag.
The ball is definitely intercepted.
Ball's intercepted by number 15, I believe.
Number 15, that is Dylan Qualls.
We have a flag, and the preliminary indication is another hold on the Mounties. That penalty will be declined. The War Eagles will take over with 1.5 minutes to go in the first half.
There we go.
So we only have one timeout as well. So
we can't let this happen.
Got to see what kind of clock management we have here. That was a good play defensively, and they can't block our right defensive end. They hold him every single time.
They do. Snap is made.
Oh, he's wide open. Oh! Kitterman rolled to the right and threw it to Gall, who was wide open, but he overthrew him. And we've got another flag. This is going to be a hold on
War Eagles.
War Eagles.
Holding against the War Eagles.
I told you.
Yep.
So now the Mounties are back. The War Eagles are backed up to. They got their own first and about 25. So maybe we'll just run the ball 2 or 3 times and get in here at halftime without giving up something, without turning the ball over and giving up something cheap. We've got Moore and Gall on the right. Kitterman in the backfield with Qualls. We got a screen pass called to Dylan Moore. Moore catches the ball and fumbles it. And the Mounties recover. I just said we ought to be happy to run that ball and get in here at halftime. And we fumble the ball and turn it over to them.
Mounties recovered number 33, Jacob Taylor. First and 10 Mounties.
So we had an exchange of turnovers there, Michael, and they gained about 13 yards in that exchange and lost about 15 seconds. So defense got to rise up again. Got to keep them out of the end zone.
They do.
They got McWhorter out to the left, and they're in the I formation. They got him wide open.
There we go. Passes in.
They ran McWhorter on a deep route. He was open. Ball was underthrown. Defense made up a little bit of ground while the ball was in the air. Pass was incomplete. I hate to say this, but there's another flag on the play.
We have a flag on the play. Penalty is illegal participation. Illegal man downfield.
That's the illegal man downfield on the Mounties. That's a 5-yard penalty. That'll be 1st and 15 now. Only 5 seconds went off the clock, so the guy on the clock's got a slow trigger finger. Got trips to the right, doubles to the left, nobody in the backfield but the quarterback. The War Eagles blitzed, lost containment on the right side. Mounties throw a nice little hook route on the right side.
They do.
Gained about 11. So we got 2nd and 4, the Heritage 24-yard line.
43 seconds left to go on the.
He's back to pass again. We have no pressure on the quarterback.
Interception
Ball is
made by Ty Grazer.
Ball was lobbed to the end zone, and Grazer got an interception. So we have fought them off once again. So with the interception in the end zone, the ball will be placed at the 20-yard line.
Ty Grazer exactly knew what was going to happen if he wouldn't have.
Well, again, I think the quarterback thought he was open because he had the cornerback beat. But there is a free safety back there, and young quarterbacks have got to learn not to just read the near defender, but to read the safety as well, and he didn't do that there. Now I'm going to say it again. Let's run the ball and get into halftime with the score the way it is and fight the second half and not give them something cheap.
Yep, I do agree with you on that.
So we give the ball to Qualls.
Qualls fighting for yardage, but is brought down on the 19-yard line. 19 or 18, somewhere around there.
Our offensive linemen didn't give us much help there, but they've had a good half, so I'm not going to be on them for that. We're not in a hurry, but it looks like we may try to get one play off. We've only got about 6 seconds left. We may not run a play. Nope, we're not going to run a play. We're just going to let it go. So we've reached halftime, and the Mounties, because of some penalties on our extra point team, going up at halftime 15-13.
Choose Gall Excavation for all of your commercial and residential site work projects. Gall Excavation also has a fleet of dump trucks for all of your hauling needs. Visit us online and like us on Facebook. Hablamos Español. Go War Eagles!
Family owned since 1989, Ski and Sports supports War Eagle football.
Call Brown Boys Roofing for all your roofing repair needs. 1-800-BROWN BOYS. No, not that. No.
We are much better at fixing roofs than we are advertising. Give us a call today, 479-248-ROOF.
Choose Gall Excavation
All right, we got about 35 seconds, and we'll get a start here to our second half. I'm quite sure the Mounties will want the football since Heritage got it to open the game. This may be a very pivotal possession in this game. We can't let them score and get an extra point and go up by 2 scores. So our defense has got to come out here and make a statement, open this half.
Yes, they do.
Good halftime performance, I thought.
That actually, the performance was actually pretty impressive. Hopefully Heritage can get their first victory of this conference, because we've definitely been beating it. Our record is not pretty well. I think it's 0-3, isn't it?
We're 0-4 after last week's conference game. But it just takes 2 wins in conference to get that 6th playoff spot, and that's kind of, you got to get to the playoffs before you can win the playoffs. So this game is huge for both teams trying to accomplish that task, and right now it's as even as the game could be. There have been some costly penalties and, quite honestly, some very dumb penalties on both teams' parts. Perhaps the team that's more disciplined in the second half and can avoid those penalties may be the team that's able to pull this out. And we've got a low line drive that is kicked. It's rolling around at about the 7. It's picked up by number 3.
Number 3,
and
he is White down.
He is tackled by Ty Grazier on a kind of a shoestring tackle, but it did stop him at the 17-yard line. So good position for our defense to be in here. Our kicker's leaving the field, grabbing his hamstring as he leaves the field. That's not a good sign for extra points and field goals if we have to resort to that later in the game.
Yeah, that's definitely not good.
Oh, the ball is handed off to McCorder, and good play there by Menendez.
Didn't even look like he gained a yard.
No, he actually lost a couple yards. So that's going to bring up, well, they moved the ball up again, Michael. He's down on the 15. They put it back up on the 17. So,
though he lost some yardage.
He lost a yard when he really lost about 3, but
they just brought him up.
Still 2nd and 11, so still a good play. This time they put McCorder out in the slot and moved a different young man in the backfield. So you have to believe when they put McCorder outside that there's a reason they put him out there. Quarterback rolls out right, and there's the pass.
Number 3 under a lot of pressure.
Great job with contain right there. You'll take a 2 or 3 yard completed pass any day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Yes. So you're gonna watch the Cowboys, or are they playing this weekend?
Well, I'm actually going to the Razorback game tomorrow, but the Cowboys do play Sunday, and I'm a huge Cowboys fan, so I'm sure after church I'll be sitting there watching the Cowboys. So we got 3rd and 11 here at about the 18. This is a huge play. Our defense could really help our offense out here, get us the ball early in the second half. Quarterback's rolling this way. We're doing a decent job keeping outside contained. I don't want to tell you this, Michael, but we got another holding penalty on Rogers. They just grab. You beat them on the edge, and they just reach out and grab you by the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
So that pass was complete. Looks like it's about 2 yards short of the first down. So the War Eagles are either going to take the penalty and push them way back, or they're going to decline the penalty and give them 4th and 2. It looks like they're going to back them up because possibly they might have been afraid that Rogers might go for that 4th down play, being 4th and about a yard. So the ball got pushed back to the 5-yard line, and it's 3rd and about 23. So you got to let them catch it in front of you, then you got to make a tackle. In the first half, we didn't make a tackle. We let a guy go about 80. So we got to keep it in front of us, let him make the catch, and then tackle him on the spot.
Yeah.
There's a snap. The quarterback's back in the end zone. He steps out.
That is an interception, I think.
No, I think it's incomplete pass. But it was well defended. We had 2 players over that could have made a play. So this is what we could hope for, Michael.
This definitely is.
They're punting from their own 5-yard line. Their punter will be 10 yards, would be in the back of the end zone. So we got a chance to get great field position here if we don't mishandle the punt.
We got some football game updates. Bentonville West 28, Fayetteville 18, Springdale 14, Harbor 35, Van Buren 6, and Bentonville 21.
Bentonville West is for real. If they can hold on to that game, Fayetteville will fall to 1-4. Get away from that ball. The ball hits at about the 40 and dies. So the War Eagles have great field position to open the second half. They'll have a 1st and 10 at the Mountie 42-yard line. So great possession by our defense. Got us the ball back. 2 minutes gone in the second half. So let's see if the offense now can put this thing in gear.
I'm actually going to be watching the Chiefs game I think it's either this Sunday. I'm not for sure who they go up against.
Well, that's okay. I don't blame you for watching the JV teams.
Well, Kansas City Chiefs, they're 3-0.
They are pretty good.
Great way to start off the season this year.
There goes Qualls around the right side. He makes a nice little move. And again, he finds a lot of room over the right side. He gained about 9 yards, and guess what? We got another flag over, and it's going to be a late hit or something. I'm not sure, but again, it's another 15-yard penalty on one team that's totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary.
Definitely. I do follow through with what you said, that you definitely do not want a 15-yard penalty because that's just a disappointment.
Looks like it's going to be on the War Eagles.
That's not good.
It's a dead ball. Trying to get the clock stopped. Dead ball. Personal foul on the War Eagles. So we get a 9-yard run, and then we give up a 15-yard penalty. So you just can't win football games like that.
No, you can't.
And he marked off about 18 yards. So instead of it being, well, it's about 2nd and 16. So that's probably about the right mark off. So we got 2nd and 16 now. So now we got to pull something out of the hat.
We definitely do. Either run the ball or throw a deep pass. But if we do throw a deep pass, that is a pretty high risk.
Well, when it's 3rd and 16, they're looking pass. So we have to get enough yardage right here that they can't play the pass on 3rd down. But 2nd and 16, there's just not a lot of stuff in the playbook for 2nd and 16. We've got Moore and Gall lined up a wide left. Qualls in the pistol, and Kitterman's taking the snap. He hands the ball, fakes it to Qualls.
Kitterman just runs straight out the
takes
field.
the ball up the middle, and he got about 10. So he'll give us a manageable 3rd down, especially considering that where we're at, we would go for it on 4th down anyway. So that was definitely a good read on that by Trey. 3rd and about 6. So got almost 10 on that play.
Looks like a 2nd down, actually.
I think the down marker's wrong, but they called that penalty a dead ball penalty. So I believe the board is wrong. If you look over there, I think the yard marker says 3, doesn't it? Pretty sure.
Yeah, it does. It does say 3.
So Kitterman back to pass, makes a throw.
Interception made by the Mounties. And he's not brought down. He's running.
He's going to run it back. I'm not sure that he wasn't down on the interception, but he wasn't called down. So great balance on his part. So that's the 2nd big play of the game, and it goes in favor of the Mounties. So, but once again, why did all that happen, Michael? Because of the 15-yard penalty, because we don't have the discipline enough not to get a 15-yard penalty.
That's exactly correct.
15-yard penalties will get you beat.
That's just a disappointment that we have for a 15-yard penalty, because you go out on the field, you definitely do not want to get a 15-yard penalty, because not only does it upset your players, it upsets the coaches, because after all of that discipline that they teach you, you just go out on that field and you know, disappoint them by getting that 15-yard penalty and causing a huge casualty.
So with that score, it's 22-13 Mounties with about 9 minutes going to third quarter. So there's still a lot of time in the game, but we lost a golden opportunity there, and you're going to run out of opportunities if you just don't take advantage when you have a good situation.
I do agree with you on that.
And Trey's defense on that play, he had to throw that pass a little before he wanted to because he was under pressure, and the receiver hadn't quite gotten out of his break yet. And so
you guys are just now joining us. For the people that are just now watching the game, we've got 9:04 left in the third quarter. Rogers has 22, and Heritage has 13. Kick is made, but it's going to be a
touchback again. They can't run it out of the end zone.
But so in college and in the NFL, you can run it out of the end zone?
In the college and pros, you can run it out. In the high school, you can't. But generally at the college level, the kickers kick them so deep, or they kick it out of the end zone. You don't see very many run backs. Now the Razorbacks don't have a kicker that can kick it out of the end zone, and the Aggies took one back last week about 103 yards. So it's definitely an advantage when you have a kicker that can kick it out of the end zone.
Yes.
First and 10, War Eagles at the 20-yard line. We got Kitterman taking the snap and Qualls in the pistol.
Qualls has handed the ball. He
there
is
he goes.
down.
He's
no.
He's up the middle, and he's still running, and the pile's still going forward.
Let's see if the Mounties want to have use their defense to bring Qualls down.
It's about a 17-yard run. I mean, there's been numerous plays. We get 10, 12, 15 yards of play when Qualls carries it, but you just can't give it to him every play, and you can't give it to him on 2nd and 25 when you get a 15-yard penalty.
Definitely.
So keep feeding him the ball, and every now and then fake it to him, let Kitterman keep it, and we can move the ball down the field and score. You got to avoid those costly penalties.
We definitely do.
Okay.
That is a false start. I saw that.
That's not a false start would have been on the offense. That's just going to be offsides on the defense, I hope.
Oh, okay.
But you did see it was on the Mounties.
So that's just a thing. He was too eager. He wanted to just jump into action.
You have to change your snap count so that the defensive lineman cannot time the snap count and fire off at the same time as your offense. You want your offensive line to have an advantage. So there's a handoff to Qualls again, and again he's in the secondary. Brought down after about a 5-yard gain. I guess about a 4-yard gain, so it's going to be 2nd and 1 here. Ball's at the Heritage 46-yard line. Really I forgot my glasses. I can't see the numbers out there any at all. What's happening when you get old, Michael? You got to have glasses to see.
Yeah.
So I know some of the players by their mannerisms, but I can't see the numbers.
Qualls, it's a fake.
We got
Kitterman
ran him over.
Number 3 just keeps getting ran over.
That was another
number 33.
15, 18-yard run.
Number 33.
I don't mean to tell you something. We got another flag at the end of the run. Another flag.
Oh my gosh! I just want to see that run over again.
Coach Travis doesn't look too happy. I'm not sure who this is going to be on, but
yeah, Coach Travis, he definitely does not look too happy.
But we've already the War Eagles got a sideline warning earlier in the game, and I'm wondering if there was so much excitement over there after Kitterman ran that guy over that there wasn't some players that kind of came out on the field. If that's the case, it would be a penalty because we've been warned for sideline interference already. So this will be interesting. Dead ball. This time it's a dead ball personal foul penalty on the Mounties. So we get 15 more yards added to the end of Kitterman's run. So that's going to put us down at about the 22-yard line. So, we've only had the ball for about a minute, minute and a half, and we've already moved down to the 22-yard line. The question is, are we going to punch this thing in without making a mistake? And this would be huge for momentum to answer our one mistake with a quick response. So, let's see what happens here.
So, how many times has the Mounties been ran over?
Twice, I know. There's going to be two highlight films in the Rogers film, in the Heritage film session. I'm sure that it won't probably be shown a lot in the.
So, Kitterman had to talk to one of the coaches, I guess, switching up the play.
I think he lost his mouthpiece, and they were throwing him a mouthpiece. Okay, we got another fake to Qualls, and we got Kitterman up the middle again. He's brought down after about a 5 or 6 yard gain. It's just really pretty obvious at this point. Wherever Qualls goes, that's where the whole defense is going. And if Trey was just a little bit faster, he'd probably have about 300 yards rushing. He's just not going to outrun too many people, but he is going to run you over if he gets a chance.
Oh, yeah. The War Eagles are like bulldozers. They see any obstacle, they just run them down.
Okay, well, we're how much time we got on the play clock? We're down to about 5 seconds. We've got to get this thing snapped.
Come on. There we go.
There's the snap. He drops back to pass, throws a quick out. Pass is complete to
number 5.
Zach Gall, I believe.
Number 5 is definitely Zach Gall. You are correct.
I believe that was the same pass we threw the interception on earlier. He had a little better protection there. Had time to make his cut. 4 yard gain on the play. We got 3rd and 1. So we've got 2 opportunities here to get this first down. So looks like we've got a Rogers Mountie that is injured, and they stopped the clock to get him off the field. Now both teams think it's a timeout, and players running toward the sideline. And now we got players kneeling. I don't think either team really knows what's going on. And now the official put the 25-second clock in motion, so both teams have figured out it's not a timeout. So I hope this didn't mess up our rhythm. We were in a pretty good rhythm right there.
We definitely were.
Kitterman with the handoff, and it is Qualls up the middle, untouched.
There we go. That is way to go.
Untouched for a 12-yard touchdown run. That's the way to answer. About a 2-minute drive, about 80 yards, just chunks and chunks of plays up the middle.
Which brings Heritage to 19, and Rogers is still at 22. Now, I'm not for sure what Coach Travis is going to do. He might either go for the 2-point conversion and or for the field goal.
He's just going for one because a 2-point conversion, you're still behind. Their player jumped offside. The referee should not have blown that dead because that's on the defense, so we should have had the opportunity to kick it there. But it is what it is. The Mounties are offside, so we have an opportunity again to elect to go for 2. I don't think he will. I think he'll still go for 1. There's not much advantage here, gain going for 2. So we're lining up for the kick again.
6 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Exactly the midpoint of the period. Nice snap, good kick. Looks like it's good from here.
Kick is definitely good.
So we good answer.
I like how the War Eagles are going out there. They're playing pretty hard. Versus then the last 3 games that I've been announcing. The first half, they were doing excellent. Second half, they just started slacking. This game, I bet the coaches just told him, hey, you gotta learn how to finish a game. You gotta learn how to play the game. If you're gonna play the game, you gotta play both halves with full-on effort.
Well, some of that, Michael, though, is we have a lot of players that like Qualls and Kitterman that are trying to play both ways. And that's not typical at the 7A level for players to have to play both ways. But in order for us to compete, we have to put them on the field. And I feel like fatigue just kind of wears us out. But you also got to understand we're not facing Russellville and Fort Smith Southside. We're facing Rogers, and that's not quite the same caliber of competition.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So we got a low line drive kick. That one out of bounds. That's not good because that means they'll get the ball, I believe, at the 35-yard line.
So, wait, how would that be a penalty?
On a kickoff, the ball's got to stay in the field to play. Actually, the offense has the choice of taking the ball at the 35 or re-kicking it. When I coached in Pine Bluff, our return game was phenomenal, and teams would kick it out of bounds on purpose, thinking we were going to take it on the 35, and we would make them re-kick it. And there's times they'd kick it out of bounds 3 or 4 times, hoping we'd just take it, and we'd say, no, you're going to kick it to us. And so that's just kind of a long story about coaching football in Pine Bluff and coaching basketball years and years ago.
It looks like offsides, maybe?
No, it's got to be a penalty on the offensive line because if it wasn't on the offense, if it was on the defense, they got to let the play start. False start against the Mounties. So.
Just so many penalties on the Mounties.
Well, there really been penalties on both teams, but at the most inopportune times. But I told you when the game started, expect a lot of flags. And I don't want to say I'm a prophet, but I'm a prophet.
Yeah. So I don't know what kind of defensive formation this is.
We put another guy on the line of scrimmage. Got to make a play here.
Come on, tackle number 3.
Got to make a play.
There you go. You definitely cannot let number 3, which is Hunter Hawkins for the Rogers Mounties. We definitely cannot let him score another touchdown. This is going to be a big casualty. We were back up on the scoreboard. We rose our score. And if we take the lead and actually get this first victory of the 7A conference, it's gonna look good on us. So short pass. Number 4, which is
Colin McCorder again.
Quarterback for the Rogers Mounties is Hunter Lloyd.
He's a sophomore. He's a coach's son, and he's going to be a good one when he gets older and gets a little stronger. But he does a nice job throwing that low ball right where either his player is going to catch it or nobody's going to catch it. I still say it's just a matter of time. They fake that out, hope we bite on it, they're going to go down the field. I guess we'll see.
Number 21. Aaron Jones, he's a senior.
Okay, we just got a 15-yard penalty on Heritage for, again, just unnecessary.
This is definitely going to be a big casualty for us.
I mean, it's football. You make a hit and you tackle a guy. It doesn't really matter if you hit him hard, if you bring him down. That's your job. Well, you got to jump around and point at yourself. And it's just, some of that's because that's what they see the NFL guys do. There's no place in the game for that. It's football. You're supposed to hit a guy. You're supposed to tackle him. It's not about celebrating that.
Yeah, definitely.
Those things are going to cost you ball games. I'm just telling you.
First and 10 from the 15.
Number 21, which is Aaron Jones again for the Rogers Mounties, was the designated man from Hunter Lloyd, quarterback for Mounties.
He gained about, looked like a couple yards on that play, so they're inside the War Eagle 20 now, got about a 2nd 8 from the 18-yard line. Again, best case scenario here is to force them into a field goal situation, or we'd be one score behind. But our defense really got to make a play here.
There we go.
Yeah, they threw the quick out to McCorder again. He's out at about the 7-yard line. That's going to give him 3rd and about a yard. There was no reason to give him that much cushion right there, because where's he going to run out of? The back of the end zone? You've got to play a little tighter coverage this close to the goal line, because there's no way they can go deep for a pass.
Yeah. So 4 minutes, 17 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter before the final quarter of the game.
We almost had a play clock run out, so the Mounties called timeout. So
for the Rogers Mounties, they have 2 timeouts remaining. Heritage has 3.
That could play a pivotal role late. Maybe somebody make a play here and we'll get them stopped, or knock the ball loose or something. We need a little mojo on this one and see if we can get a little.
Hopefully we can run over these Mounties. Knock them down like bowling pins.
Well, you got to feel like McCorder's going to handle the ball here. He's about 7 yards deep in the eye, and they got a big kid at fullback in front of him. So this is kind of the formation they scored their touchdown and their 2-point conversion on. So you can kind of expect this to go up the middle someplace. And we've stacked the line of scrimmage once or twice, but then I guess we're going to find out here what we're made of.
Come on.
Ooh, well, we had him.
There we go.
We had him at the line of scrimmage and then didn't tackle him, tried to throw him down and threw him forward for about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, we should have thrown him back.
Yeah, you got to wrap up. The big hit's not going to knock good players down. You got to wrap them up and tackle them.
Definitely.
So they got a 1st and goal at the 3. So we got a tough series of downs here to try to keep them out of the end zone. They're going to go back to the same formation again. You can expect McCorder to keep seeing it. And he scored.
Touchdown, Mounties.
(28-20). Not good.
Well, we're just not in a situation right now, Michael, that we can match scores with the 2-point conversion earlier because we kept jumping off sides on the extra point. Again, those penalties got us, and it got us behind the 8 ball.
Yep.
At some point, we're going to have to get a stop and score. So now the emphasis now is back on our offense to match that and get us back to within 1 score.
So the kick is good.
So with about 4 minutes to go in the first half, the Mounties are up 29-20. I still see a lot of fight in the War Eagles. I have confidence they'll get the ball and run that ball down the field again. And
yeah, I'm not losing my faith in the War Eagles. So in my middle school ages, I was elementary and middle school. All the way up until 6th grade, I was originally going to be a Mountie, but I'm actually glad that now I'm a War Eagle. And ever since I've been a War Eagle, I just dislike the Mounties because, I mean, you know, what's the point in liking the Mounties, you know?
well, it's a good rivalry. You know, I think you know the kids like each other except on game nights. You know what I'm saying? So, kind of be disappointing if it wasn't kind of a rivalry like what it is.
Tag Razor. Gonna be a touchback.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see Ty Grazer actually return the ball, but I guess we're not going to see that tonight in the game.
I believe I heard him announce at the beginning of the game. I forget who they said led the series, but this is the 10th game in the series, and one of the teams is ahead 5-4, and I forget who, if it was Heritage up 5-4 or the Mounties. It might have been the Mounties up 5-4. So been a very competitive series. Most games have been pretty close, come down to the end, and looks like this one's going to be very similar. Again, we got Kitterman in the backfield with Qualls on his left side. We're running a sweep with Kitterman. And
Kitterman is brought down.
He got about 3 or 4. And guess what? Another yellow flag after the play. No idea who it's on. I guess we'll find out. Heritage players are indicating it's on the Mounties. Dead ball, personal foul on the Mounties. Both teams just keep committing those penalties that I just don't understand.
Yeah, it's definitely not good for them.
I mean, I've played in heated rivalries and hated the team I was playing, but you got to be smart, you got to be aggressive, you got to control your emotions. That's got to be the 8th or 9th 15-yard penalty. It just doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. And no.
It's like it's more important that you get a 15-yard penalty to run your mouth than it is for your team to win.
Yeah.
Kitterman takes a snap. This time he gives it to Qualls. Qualls is caught in the backfield. Then he turns it up.
That would be a first down for the Heritage War Eagles, wouldn't it?
Yes, it looks like he got about 10 or 11 yards, and again he got tackled about 5 yards out of bounds. Qualls says something to the official, but it's a first down with the ball sitting exactly on the 50-yard line. They had that play defended very well. They had him in the backfield, but because of him being the running back he is, he just reversed field and outran people around the left side.
A thing that I do want to mention tomorrow, not only is the Arkansas Razorback game going on tomorrow, but there is also the very famous Chili Pepper Run down in Fayetteville. It's a cross-country race. And
there is. The Chili Pepper is tomorrow.
And sadly, I will not be running in it. I'm currently injured due to bursitis, and it's very rarely for a high school athlete to get.
Qualls went up the middle for about 9 yards, so he got second one at the 41. So again, the War Eagles are coming back with huge chunks of yards.
Change of play, looks like.
Not sure what we had happen here. Looks like I couldn't see I was blocked, but the Mounties did jump offside in the neutral zone. So that was another call from the sideline to go from a long count. And again, if you jump offsides, it's just lack of discipline. The ball doesn't move, you don't move.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that.
But we got first down out of it, so there you go. So we're down to the 36-yard line now, the Mounties. 1st and 10.
Qualls is on Kitterman's side.
Oh, bad snap.
Bad snap. Definite under pressure. That was a QB sack made by the Mounties.
The snap was a little bit high, but I think Kitterman took his eyes off of it for a second, but he was able to get it back, but we lost 6. It's almost like we started the game, Michael. So now, 2nd and 16. Now the running game, you don't take the running game totally out of it, but 2nd and 16 is hard to get.
Definitely it is.
We've got Moore on the right and Gull on the right. Kitterman drops back to pass. Throws the pass outside. He's wide open.
There we go. Another first down made by the War Eagles.
I believe that pass, I think, was to Gall. Is that correct?
Number 5.
Yeah, that's that Gall.
Yes, that is.
Down to the 12-yard line. So about a 29-yard complete pass and run will set the War Eagles up inside the 20-yard line at about the 17 with the 1st and 10. Got about 1 minute and 44 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. This time they've got Gall and Moore split out to the left, and Qualls in the pistol. We tried to draw them offside again, but they didn't jump. So now we're making a call at the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. The give is to Qualls up the middle. Doesn't get much, 2, maybe 3 yards.
Ball from the carry.
Second about 8. Ball's on the right hash. Got to score right here and keep the pressure on their offense to match. Gall and Moore right, Qualls in the pistol. Here's the handoff.
And again, Qualls brought down.
Should give him forward progress, but they didn't really give him as far forward as he got. They're going to mark it at about the 12 or the 13. He's got to get down to the 7, so he's going to have 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5. So I think we're going to have to snap this one. I think the game clock is not going to run out before the play clock. Let's see what happens here. Kitterman takes a snap, fakes it. Oh, he's going to score.
He's going to score.
He's going to score
there
the last play of the first half.
There we go. 26-29.
Fake the ball to Ty Grazier going around the left side. He kept up the middle, and I don't know if he got touched until he was in the end zone. That was the last play of the third quarter. They will have to stay on this end of the field to attempt the extra point.
That's what I like to see.
I'm telling you, between the tackles, we have just mashed them. I can now see why Harbor scored 45 on them in one half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kick was blocked.
So the point is no good.
The point is no good. So now we're down 3. So that means now we have a situation where a field goal just ties the game. But at least we're still in a one-possession game, Michael.
Yes, we are.
Mounties would like to welcome Rogers Activity Center, 3rd and 4th grade Patriots team. It's a nice game. This team is led by head coach and former Mountie Nathan Ball. They have a 2-1 record this year.
Imagine you brought up the chili pepper. I can't imagine how busy that campus is going to be tomorrow. The football game's at 11. The chili pepper is probably going to be over at about 11. I know normally they run kind of early before it gets hot. So that may be a even more of a traffic nightmare than it normally is.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to be a nightmare. The varsity team, the JV and the varsity, I'm on the junior varsity this year. And I'm actually pretty glad that I'm on the junior varsity. I had to work my butt off to get onto the junior varsity team. It wasn't easy. And so we'll be back around 3:30, probably because of the announcements, because you got different teams over there, and so it's going to be a while before all those teams can be announced. And luckily I'm not running in it, because then my grandma, she'd have to fight traffic, and she's not a big fan of traffic whatsoever.
Here's our kickoff. He kicks this one deep. It's caught at about the 3 or the 4 yard line. McWhorter has it, runs it out to about the 25. Pretty good coverage on the play. But you know what, Michael? No flags.
No flags.
No flags. I'm just glad there's no flags.
Definitely. I think now they're realizing that more penalties will cause them a casualty. But we're not for sure about that, because we can't just automatically say, they're not going to do any more penalties, because.
No, but, we got a 1st and 10 for the Mounties at their own 26 yard line. Again, they've got McWhorter split out wide with a different running back in the game, number 21. So there's the snap. Another short pass, complete to McCorder for, again, about 8 or 9 yards. We just give so much cushion that they just turn around and they throw it. And they've got 7 or 8 yards before we touch them.
Yep.
Looks like it's going to be second about 2.
Second and 2.
Our defense has got to get big here because both teams are just driving the ball. We're probably going to see the ball 1 or 2 more times. So our defense has got to make something happen.
Yep.
A good stop there after about a 3-yard gain, but they only needed 2 for a first down. So it's been 1st and 10 Mounties at their own 38-yard line, it looks like. Got to have faith. Somebody on defense is going to make a big play.
Yep.
The difference in this game is the 2 big plays by the Mounties. That is the difference in the game at this point.
That is the difference. Okay, so I think we got Kitterman out there. Yep, number 16, Kitterman is out there. Number 5, under a lot of pressure.
Pick that off, pick that off. Grazier got turned around on that play. And it was really a jump ball, but he didn't know where it was. And the Rogers receiver brought down the ball at about the 32-yard line. So it went for about a 21-yard gain or so. Now Rogers finds herself in Heritage territory again at the 32-yard line. I really thought when he threw that up for grabs, we had a great chance to get a pick, but nobody knew where the ball was.
Kitterman is definitely playing a hard game out there tonight.
This is going to be a sweep to this side with McCorder, I'll guarantee you. There it is. I knew it was coming. He cuts it back inside, and we don't tackle him. We just hit him. And he gains about 12.
It's not going to be good. The Mounties score. The Mounties score. This is definitely not going to look good, but we still have a lot of time to be able to get back up to have the advantage.
We got to get a negative yard play or something and force them into a field goal situation. Right now, they're running it down our throat just like we ran it down their throat. And, you know, we can't afford to trade scores with them at this point. So
no, we can't.
Somebody's got to make a play.
1st and 10, down on the 20-yard line.
We got to roll out right. Once again, we give up just too much cushion.
Too much.
Throw a 16-yard pass. And we were running into the end zone. They just stop and hook up on the outside. Well, they got a 1st and goal at the 4, so it's not looking real good for us to stop them. Somebody somewhere got to make us a play.
Yeah, it's definitely not good. I just have a feeling that either if we push them back instead of pushing them forward, then we have the advantage. But
they're going to get in their double tight end formation and get in their eye, and they're going to give that bottom a quarter on a running head start. And he's in the end zone again.
Touchdown, Mounties.
9:33 left to go in the 4th quarter. 35 Mounties. War Eagles
26. Almost expecting to go. I'm kind of surprised they're going to kick this one because up 9. So we got 9.5 minutes left in the ball game, and we're down by 10. Looks like we've got a Mountie down on on the field following the extra point. Still think we got time to ground and pound. I don't think we need to start flinging that thing all over the field yet, but still got to score in the next 3 or 4 minutes to see if we can get a stop. I still got faith we can score, stop, and score and win the ball game, but it's going to take a stop, and it's going to take our offense to keep doing what they're doing.
Looks like a serious injury.
Can't really see, but it kind of looks like they're looking at his knee. I think the Rogers coach is a little concerned that something wasn't called as far as a penalty. Perhaps that guy was the holder for the extra point and kind of got ran into, which could be a roughing the kicker penalty, and it didn't get called. So I think he's a little concerned why it wasn't called, but he is able to walk off the field, not on his own power, but he is putting weight on both legs. That's a good sign. All right, well,
Ty Grazer.
I believe we're fixing to see another kick in the end zone here for about the 8th time.
Yep.
So it's just a waste of time. Everybody runs down the field, the clock doesn't start, and he put the ball on the 20. Oh, he pooched that one. We're going to have a chance here. Grazer makes a running catch. There he goes.
Grazer is wide open.
That is Qualls. Qualls came up and caught that and ran it back to the Rogers 49-yard line. I guess they wish they would have kicked in the end zone.
Well, I guess they were expecting Ty Grazer to actually catch that, but not Dylan Qualls.
Qualls came up and caught that one. So we got a 1st and 10. 49-yard line on the Rogers side of the field. So we put ourselves in position for a drive here that's not the full 80 yards. Hopefully we can get a score here and get it quick and see if our defense can get back on the field and just get us the one stop we need. Okay, we got doubles going both ways with Qualls and Kitterman in the backfield. He fakes the pass, fakes the handoff to Qualls and tries to throw a pass to, not sure who the intended receiver was, but he had about 3 people on him. We're very fortunate that wasn't intercepted.
Yeah. There's no substitutes on the field, is there?
What do you mean?
Like, they didn't call any other, like, they didn't bring any different players onto the field. Like, they're the same players.
No, it's pretty much, it's a different formation than they've run, but it's pretty much the same players.
Okay.
So we're in a 2nd and 10 now. Gave the ball to Qualls, and there's no place for him to go. They brought another guy up in the box that time, and we didn't get him blocked. So now we're in some serious hot water here with a 3-yard loss. We got 3rd and 13 on our own 48. So now we got to see, what do we have in our bag of tricks? Got Gall out to the left, and Kitterman in the backfield with Qualls again. Looks like we got a timeout.
Be best.
Heritage called timeout. So that hurts. We're going to need those timeouts potentially late to get the clock stopped.
We definitely do. Update on the scores, Bentonville West 35, Fayetteville 28, Van Buren 6, Bentonville 35, Springdale 14, and Harbor 49.
Harbor's for real. Harbor's probably the best team in the conference, arguably the best team in the state. I'm sure Bryant will have something to say about that. West is playing good football and only their second year of existence, and they can pull off that win against Fayetteville, then they're going to really feel like they have a chance not only to beat Bentonville, but potentially to play Harbor for the conference championship, and that's pretty good when you're only in the second year of existence. There's a snap. Kitterman drops back to pass. He throws one outside. And it is intercepted. He stared down that receiver all the way down the field and then threw the ball into double coverage. They had somebody in front and behind him, and he underthrew it. So still plenty of time left, but that may have been a nail or two in the coffin right there.
Yep.
Right, let's go defense. Let's see if you got just a little bit left in you. So
number 5.
Direct snap to the quarterback in the shotgun formation there.
Number 5, Hunter Lloyds of the Rogers Mounties.
He ran just pretty much right up the middle, but we did have another flag. Guess what it's going to be, Michael? It's going to be another hold on the vaunted Rogers offensive line. That's got to be their 8th or 9th holding penalty.
That's
but, you know,
good.
but it's good for us, though. Puts them in 1st and 20s. Now you got a good chance for your defense to get a stop and get the ball back for you.
Oh, yeah. You definitely need that ball back because Rogers is only ahead 10 points, and it's not that far for us to actually get that points back.
No, we I really kind of thought we shot ourselves in the foot that last possession coming out throwing. They haven't stopped us running. We should just kept running it, and, you know, that's just me. But at some point, if you're 10 points down, you got to start throwing it. So if we can get a stop here and get decent field position, maybe we can stick with the run a little bit. They're going to throw another out over here again. Nope, quarterback keeps it again.
Quarterback brought out of bounds.
But we got him out of bounds, which is good. Gained about 6 or 7 yards, but we did get him out of bounds to get the clock stopped. So this is the big play here, 2nd and 14 at about the Mountie 32-yard line. If we can get a no-gain play here or something, we kind of force them into kind of a long situation on 3rd down. So they got a bunch formation on the left with an eye back. They ran a little wheel route.
Number 4 caught the ball.
Yep.
Right past the guy.
That was a nice play call there.
It was.
We got another flag.
Holding on, let me guess, the Mounties.
I'm not sure, but it's pretty hard to call anything there besides holding. Could have been illegal lineman downfield. Yeah, that's what it is, illegal lineman downfield. You can you can throw that pass if it's caught behind the line of scrimmage, but if it's caught past the line of scrimmage, your offensive lineman can't go down the field, and I think that's what happened there. So another needless penalty, but good for the, a good fortune for the War Eagles. That's going to push them back. They're going to have about 2nd and 20. He only marked off 5. I thought that was a 10-yard penalty, but either way, that's 2nd and 19. I don't think he marked it off. I think there's supposed to be 5 more yards, but there's a snap. Quarterback rolls right. Once again, we give him way, way too much cushion.
Number 4 is brought down on the 37?
Yeah, about the 37, 38-yard line. So we got about a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. That was, we gave him too much cushion, but we did make the play when he made the catch. So it's actually about 3rd and 9. So hate to say this early, but this could be a big play of the game right here, because a first down here allows him to run off 2 or 3 more minutes of the clock, and that just leaves you very little time to score twice.
It does.
So let's see what our defense can do here.
I'm hoping that the defense can definitely tighten up their game. And
Rogers called timeout.
So they only have 1 timeout remaining.
Yes, I believe they have 1 timeout left. We have 2 left. Like the Rogers coach called the timeout more to talk to the official than he did to talk to his players. Not sure what he's complaining about. Maybe he thought he didn't have a lineman downfield or something, but he's pretty animated about his discussion. Of course, he could just be arguing to give his offensive coordinator more time to talk to his offense, because they've been out there for a while. Coaches will do that. They'll try to get every advantage they can.
Yes, definitely.
I used to do the same thing if I could get away with it. All right, big play here. 3rd and 9 from about the 37-yard line. They've got 2 receivers to the left and a receiver to the right. Quarterback's rolling out to the right. There's the throw.
To number 4, but he bulldozes him down.
It is incomplete. Throw was a little bit high, but the defender made a nice play and hit him right as the ball got to him. So we finally got the stop that we needed. There comes their punt team. I don't want to wish them any bad karma, but a snap over the punter's head wouldn't bother me any.
Now, in your years of coaching football, have you ever seen the football ever get stuck inside of a football player's helmet?
I've seen it happen, but not in games that I was coaching. So we've got 2 guys back deep. Looks like great. I'm not sure who it is back deep. And there's the punt end over end. Takes a nice bounce. It's picked up by, I think that's Collins.
That is.
There we go.
One. That's a flag call onto the play.
So he's knocked out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. There were 2 flags on the play. I'm not real sure if both flags are the same penalty or if there's 2 penalties, but the Rogers coaches are trying to move their players back, and everybody's kind of looking around waiting to see what the officials call. We've got an illegal push in the back on the War Eagles, so that'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot. So we'll get pushed.
10 yards.
We'll get pushed back from the 10, from the 40, probably back to about the 30. I tell you what, Michael, I'm not sure this game if who's got the most yards, the Mounties, the War Eagles, or the officials, because there's got to be at least 300 yards in penalties this game.
Yeah, it looks like it. This is definitely not good for both teams due to all of the penalties.
I'm not saying they're not undeserved. You know, if If they're penalties, they're penalties. There just certainly has been a bunch of them.
Definitely.
All right, we got 1st and 10 War Eagles at the 30. They got to go 70 yards. They got a little over half a quarter to do it. Got to score, get a stop, and get a score. Let's see what they got going here. Kitterman takes the handoff, and he fakes it to Qualls. Kitterman up the middle again, and he rumbled for about 9 again.
39-yard line, it looks like.
Kitterman's got another really, really good carry. He's going to finish with well over 100 yards. Qualls got well over 100 yards. So it's been a really, really good offensive night for our running backs. 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1 it is. 5 minutes and 49 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. Ball is handed to Qualls. He's brought down on the 38 or 39-yard line.
Yeah, he pretty much stopped for no gain there. So we've might have lost just a little bit, but third and about 1, 3rd and 2, 5.5 minutes to go. This is 2-down territory, no doubt about it, but hopefully they don't need 2 downs. Hopefully they get it on this down.
Hopefully.
They got Menendez in there again to probably going to put him in motion and try to use him as a blocker a little bit. Kitterman takes a snap, hands it to Qualls. Qualls jumps the pile and runs ahead, gains about 6. Got the 1st down easy. Clock stopped with just under 5 minutes to go in the quarter. It's going to be 1st and 10 War Eagles at their own 44.
Yep.
Now we got to get in a little bit of a hurry.
Yes, we definitely do. We don't want to have a defeat, but don't want to lose. We definitely don't want to lose faith just yet.
No, it's still a ball game at this point.
It definitely is.
But we can't take 4 minutes, and it can't take us 4.5 minutes to score. There'll be no time left.
Kitterman fakes. Oh. Almost intercepted by the Mounties.
Faked the ball to Qualls, and we had more behind the secondary. The ball just was underthrown a little bit and allowed the defender to make a little play on it. And I guess we're at the point now. You got to take a shot like that every now and then.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Got a screen pass here.
Dylan Qualls, but a flag is called onto the play.
Flag out in the middle of no place. Not real sure where that came from. There really wasn't anybody to hold. But they did call a hold on the War Eagles. I'm not sure where that came from. There was nobody within 10 yards of where the flag was thrown.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that.
And if that's a spot foul from that deep in the backfield, we're going to be way, a lot of yards we got to have now. Looks like we got 1st or 2nd, about 27. So now it's looking really bleak at this point now. Maybe somebody can pop free here.
Hopefully.
We got Gall to the right. And
passes made. Too deep.
Grazier had a little bit of a step on the secondary, but couldn't create any separation. I don't think that was Grazier. That was number 4. I'm not sure who that was.
Number 4 is Seth Curran.
Seth Curran. So now we're at 3rd and 26. There are not too many plays in the playbook, Michael, for 3rd and 26.
No, there's not.
That's sort of like being 4 points down in a basketball game. You can make a 3, but you're still going to be a point behind.
Oh, yeah.
There's the snap. They ran there we go.
Here we go. Come on.
He's going to score.
He is definitely going to score.
They ran the hook and ladder. They ran the hook and ladder. That's a staple of Coach Travis. Everybody knows he's got it, and he used it. That's about a 70-yard, threw a quick out, pitched the ball to Qualls. He catches it, and nobody touched him. Nobody touched him. Now this extra point is critical here because we're down 4. If we can make this and be down 3, it gives us a chance to kick a field goal and tie it. That was huge right there. That was a kind of a prayer answered, Michael.
That was a prayer answered. Kick is good, so it's 33 to 36.
36-33. So
we want to give a shout out to Mr. Moss listening tonight. He's been announcing the first 3 games of this conference.
Well, you want to know why he's not here? I got the real scoop behind why Mr. Moss is not here. You want to know why?
Why?
Because his Cardinals were eliminated from the playoffs last night. So I'm sure he's in mourning right now. So he'll recover in a couple days. And Monday, I'll probably hear about it. But that's probably what he's thinking about right now is his St. Louis Cardinals will be at home during the playoffs.
Yeah, he said that the Royals aren't going to make it, and so far they haven't been caught off of the playoffs yet.
Well, I'm a Cincinnati Red fan. They've been eliminated for a while, but anytime the Cardinals lose, it's a good day for me. All right, here we go. We got the kickoff coming. And the Mounties are kind of expecting an onside kick. Not sure what the War Eagles are going to do here. He's running at the ball, and he kind of pooches it. It did kind of bounce around a little bit, but the Mounties got on it. We have a flag, probably going to be offside on the War Eagles, which would indicate, I believe they could decline that penalty. Maybe not.
So just to confirm, with an onside kick, would the offense that kicked the ball be able to recover it?
It's got to go 10 yards. Once it goes 10 yards, then it's a free ball. The only way we can recover it before it goes 10 yards is if they run upfield and touch it. That usually doesn't happen. So all the referees have been trained to look and see if the ball got touched and where it got touched. So a lot of time is usually spent trying to learn how to kick the ball in such a way to give your team a chance to get it. So here we go again. That time he kind of pushed it, and it went out of bounds. That doesn't help us. That means they're going to get the ball at the 40. So either way, we're going to have to make a stop. So
hopefully we intercept the ball, and
it's going to be interesting.
Mr. Moss says to tell you, Coach Cook, you are better at calling sports than calling jokes.
Okay, we got a 1st and 10 here at the 40. And the defense is going to have to get us a stop here. We got 1 or 2. We got 2 timeouts to use here. You got to feel like they're going to run the ball to try to.
They are.
That's not good.
That's definitely not good. Oh,
that's going to be a horse collar tackle.
That is definitely not a thing that you want to do, because wouldn't that be technically considered choking a player?
It's not really the choke as much as the pressure that it puts on your back and on your legs going forward and falling backwards. It's not safe. But you know, we don't have outside containment there. I mean, he's running for 10 yards. We don't even have anybody there. That's really disappointing.
Well, yeah, even though that was a penalty, at least we still brought him down.
Yeah, well, we got to do something here. It only took 8 seconds off the clock, but the clock's going to start. clock's rolling, so they're obviously going to try to use as much time as they can. This is going to be a sweep to the right to number 4. I'm going to tell you that right now. There it goes, just like I called it. We made him cut back, which was pretty good. He makes a nice move there.
We have to pick up our defense really, really well.
Well, no. We had a chance to stop him in the backfield, and whoever number 47 is, he's over there hitting the quarterback doing something, and here comes McCorder. He had a chance to make a play, didn't even see him.
Now, if we do score within these 3 minutes, we will have 39, and Rogers will have 36.
We got to get the ball back first, Michael, and we haven't done a whole lot. They've won about 75 yards in about a minute. So we haven't done anything here to help ourselves. There's McCorder up the middle. Nice little tackle there.
He's brought back. That's what we should keep doing.
He gained about 3. Got to feel like if we can get a good play right here, Coach Travis will call a timeout, and if you can hold them to a field goal here, it'll be a 6-point game. You're still a touchdown. Touchdown still wins the game, but still got to get that stop. We got no chance if we don't get a stop.
Definitely.
They're using all the time they can use.
Quarter.
Nice play. He gets stopped at about the 8-yard line. So just like I anticipated, Coach Travis calls a timeout. Ball is going to be on about the 9-yard line. So it looks like we're going to have 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. So if we're going to have any chance to win this game, the next play we must stop them. And we have to stop them enough to where they don't try a 4th down play or they try a field goal. So I'm sure Coach Lloyd for Rogers will have something up his sleeve that we haven't seen yet. Our defense will have to play this honest, and somebody's going to have to sniff it out. And again, like I said earlier, somebody on defense is going to have to make a play. I would not be surprised to see Rogers go for a long count here, try to draw us offside and get a couple yards, and then they might call their timeout to get those 2 yards. So don't be surprised if they try to draw us offside here. I hope we've told our players, watch that football. We cannot afford a 5-yard penalty here.
You definitely can't, because then that'll give Rogers a higher advantage.
They've put McCorder out way wide. They've got number 21 in the backfield. So we'll see what they got going here. Looks like we got an out route to McCorder, and we don't stop him. They throw a complete pass to McCorder. We don't make a tackle when we have a chance. That's going to give them 1st and goal at about the 1-yard line. McCorder's a good player. It's too bad he's not bigger.
Yep.
Doesn't look like he weighs but about $165. If he was about 195 or 200, he could be a D1 player.
He would.
He's a very good football player. Sure, he's going to get a chance to score again. Yep. That's about his 5th or 6th touchdown tonight.
Shout out to Zach Land watching at home. Yeah, but I do kind of agree with you. You know, St. Louis Cardinals, you know, Mr. Moss thought that they'd be into the playoffs, but nah.
The extra point is good. So with about 1:51 left to go in the game, again, the Heritage finds himself down by 10 points. The turning point in the game was the interception that allowed them to go up by 2 scores. We just have not been able to get the ball down by 1 score. And matching scores, score for score for score, doesn't work when you're down by 2 scores. Stranger things have happened though, so we'll keep our fingers crossed here and see if something magical happens.
Yeah, it's Coach Travis, right?
Yes.
He might have something up his sleeve to get the War Eagles back into the back up with the Mounties, but we'll just have to wait and find out. So the kick is.
They didn't. Oh, they're gonna let him run it. They're gonna let him now. But this time we got Ty Grazier out here.
Come on, Ty. Come on, Ty. You were in track.
Yeah, but he's got to run up the middle. He don't have any blocking on the outside. We had a gap up the middle. He wanted to try to run to the sideline. He had no blocking on the sideline. So the War Eagles, minute and a half to go in the 4th quarter, and they got to go 89 yards, and they got to go in a hurry. You might say they got a lot of country they got to cross.
Oh, yeah, they do.
So we break the huddle, and we still got Kitterman, the quarterback, with Qualls on his right. Kitterman takes the handoff, throws the pass. It is complete to about the 18-yard line, but he doesn't get out of bounds because he catches it on his knee. And so we're at 2nd and 3 from our own 18-yard line. More importantly, the clock is ticking.
Clock is ticking. And yet again, Qualls is right next to Kitterman. Bad.
Got another bad snap. That's the 3rd bad snap of the game. Kitterman does recover way back at the 5-yard line.
But
War Eagles are forced to call their final timeout with 59 seconds to go. And it's going to be 3rd and about 11. Well, Michael, I've enjoyed calling the game tonight. I wish the outcome would have been a little bit different, but there's no difference in these two teams. They both have pretty good offenses. Both defenses are questionable. They just made one more big play than we did, and that's what happens in football sometimes.
Yes, that is. Just like in any kind of football game that you watch, college football, NFL, you know, oftentimes the defense will make that mistake, and you know, it'll cause a casualty. But so Heritage decided to use their last timeout of the game, and honestly, it's better than just letting the clock run down.
Well, you got to go down fighting. You don't ever give up, you know. And if they'd have let the clock run there, it'd have been 30 seconds before they got the play off, and that wouldn't help them. So. Again, I hate to beat a dead horse to death, but there were a lot of penalties both ways, but I can't help but wonder if we would have had more discipline and avoided some of those huge penalties, could the outcome have possibly been different?
Yes, yes. Ty Grazier was underneath a lot of pressure during that play. 45 seconds left to go on the clock. The clock is not stopping. The only reason why the clock is not stopped is because there's no timeout called and the ball has not been put out of bounds.
This is a 4th down play, and we got to go about 18 yards, and not a whole lot of play calls for this. Just throw it up and hope somebody makes a play. There's a throw. He ran a wheel route. Pass falls incomplete. So the Mounties will have 1 snap at about the 4-yard line. I'm quite sure Coach Lloyd will just tell his son to fall down on the ball. And hard-fought game. Both teams had chances to win. Wish the Mounties good luck on the rest of their season. And we've got homecoming next week against Van Buren, and that'll be a chance for us to get in the win column.
That definitely will, Coach Cook.
So
though we might not win, what matters, in my opinion, you know, yeah, sure, victory. It does feel nice, but what definitely does matter is that.
Well, we fought. We didn't give up. I've seen some games where we kind of gave up. We didn't give up this game. That's good. We will. There's better days ahead for the War Eagles if they'll keep that effort going. So you have a good, safe evening, Michael. I enjoyed it. We'll have to do it again sometime, and
definitely will.
Go Hogs, go Cowboys.
Definitely.
We'll see you.
See ya.